Hi friends, it's Caitlin and welcome back to the Floating Rock podcast. I hope you're having the most incredible day ever. So friends, how are we? I feel like it's weird graduating because no longer measuring time with school. Summer's like flown by. I think if I was going to school on like August 25th or like whatever school usually starts at, if I had school, I would be like shitting my pants over how fast summer has gone by. But because now life is just kind of like open, I'm like, oh, it's just kind of whatever. So isn't that weird? Okay. Anywho, as we know, the journey I've been on, right, has been coming home, kind of just taking this time to focus on my art, my craft, if you will, as a writer and podcaster. Cute, right? Well, also, like making some money, having a cute little job here instead of, gung-hoing to LA as I could have done. And, I think it's hard to be in a situation where you really have to keep yourself accountable. And, everything that I would be doing here that's kind of career-centered, it's not told to me by a boss or anything like that. Like, it's all intrinsic, And that's where a lovely thing called inspiration comes in. Inspiration, motivation, all that loveliness. But as we know by the title of this video, I think if I title it this, there's a such thing as like inspiration without action, Hence today is turning inspiration into action. We love it. But something on a good note, right, has been, I feel like being home, I've gotten to reconnect with some of my my previous Hawaii film connection people, and even some other people who aren't even from Hawaii who I've talked to on the phone or Zoomed with or all that loveliness. And I feel like those have been great sources of inspiration for me, because if you are in and or near the film industry, you would know that it's a crazy time, and being in Hawaii is a crazy place to be in a crazy time. So that is sort of what inspired this episode. And then there was like another little thing that also inspired this. But I'd say for one, girl, if you can like go and talk to people who are not in the same boat as you, obviously talking to people in the same boat as you is good, but I feel like those conversations made me feel so inspired and so good to just talk to people who were further along than me and not struggling the same as me. Maybe they have struggles still, but like different kind of struggle, And like, I don't know, my main takeaway from like all those recent conversations was like, they just gave me like hope and inspiration for people are doing things. That's it. People are doing things in real fucking life. I feel like with social media and on social media, everyone's doing everything. But that I feel like can get so noisy where to then it's like, it's just nothing. It's so much that it becomes nothing. And I feel like getting to talk to people who are inspiring and like further along than you, especially in maybe a hard time like right now for the film industry, like it showed me that like they're still doing things and they're still making something out of nothing. And I don't know, it was just really inspirational for me, and I just thought I'd share that. And if for some reason one of them is listening, hey! But yeah, I really found a lot of value in those conversations, and yeah, I guess I just wanted to share that with you as a little nugget of like goodness and maybe inspiring you to go have some conversations or reach back out to people you've networked with before, because I really feel like in a time like this where it's all intrinsic and then the whole industry is all weird and all that kind of stuff, like it was just really cool to talk to people who were like still doing things. And yeah, and then even last night I had a conversation with my uncle who has his own like fitness sort of company, like personal training stuff, and even talking to him I was like, wow, like he's out here doing shit. Like it's so different to like really truly see people like out here doing their shit who aren't on social media, like it's a good reminder that like things are moving, life is lifing, and it's not all just through a screen. But as I said, I love inspiration. That's like half the reason I have this podcast, is because I love obviously feeling inspired, but I love the idea of like getting to inspire or like motivate other people. I love that shit. You can listen to my what do I call them, like my affirmation episodes. It's a little bit more like straight to it, if you will. But as I said, I feel like recently I actually ran into a little bit of a inspiration without action moment, and I was like, uh-oh. So I just thought, yeah, let's get into it. And so first thought that came to mind too was, we always hear inspiration versus motivation. And when I was hearing about this like side by side for the first time in my business classes, it was very much like inspiration's good, motivation's bad. And I was like, oh, okay, period, sure. Like, okay, cool. Basically, like how they kind of defined it was inspiration is the process of getting an individual to feel a particular way or want to do something. And then another definition was also like giving someone like the idea, you know, like when you feel inspired to write a song or something like that, you know. And then motivation was defined as the process of giving an individual a reason to do something. So I was like, that's interesting, because I feel like I'm very inspired. I feel like I'm like inspired a good amount of the time, right? I'm like, I'm going to do that and this and that and this and whatever. But was it yesterday? Yesterday, I had a moment where I was like, babe, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because I realized I had all this inspiration and I had all these things written down to do and just ideas floating around my mind. And I was like, wait, how much of this are you actually doing, babe? Like, hello? And as we know, I'm all about love and light and giving yourself grace and all that kind of stuff. But what had happened last night was, as I told you, the era I've been in is, okay, I'm home to like work on my craft and like save money and shit like that, right? And have experiences and like all that kind of stuff. And I realized, I was like, well, where's the posts been, babe? Like, where has the social media presence been? Where's the active growth been? And I was like, that's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. And I thought I'd be vulnerable with you guys. This is actually very funny. So when I was a kid, which is, I love the kind of shit that like carries through from your childhood just to like who you are. When I was a kid, I had this thing I would call like, oh wait, fuck, this is so embarrassing. It's okay. I think you guys will find it funny. I called it General Caitlin, like General Caitlin, you know, where basically like if I had something I needed to do, usually obviously what are you doing when you're like 10 years old? Cleaning your room, right? Shit like that. General Caitlin would like hop in the seat and I would just like tell myself what the fuck to do. I'd be like, what do you like? Pretty much just tough love, like tough love self-talk, where I'd literally be like, hey bitch, like what are we doing? You're gonna clean? Yeah, you're gonna fucking clean. Pick that shit up, bitch. Like, what the hell? Very odd. But I had to have a General Caitlin moment with myself last night because I was like, yeah, sort of, like you're floating in a forward direction, I guess, but like, why are we not like fucking sprinting up this hill? Like you have, like, this is a very lucky situation you have, and why are you not taking the most full advantage of it? And I was like, okay, I'm set. Thank you very much. I get it. Cool. So along with all the love, light, and grace, I do think sometimes you need to have a general meeting. Oh, fuck, I meant to write that down. Okay, wait, this is out of order a little bit. But guys, I had this idea, and I guess okay, I'm skipping ahead, but it's fine. Okay, I meant general meeting with a fucking salute, but general meeting, actually, however, I had this idea, for doing like especially if you are in a little bit more of like an entrepreneurial position in your life, or even not, I'm not gonna lie, I think I saw a couple doing this on TikTok once. I was like, wait, that's so cute. It was like a monthly meeting or a weekly meeting. I can't remember what the frequency was, but they would do this meeting where they like went over everything. And so like for them as like a couple, it was like the finances and the how many dates did we go on and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait, what a cute idea to like, let's say, because it's Sunday reset, like let's say every Sunday you sat down, or maybe once a month or something, you sat down and had a meeting with yourself and like kind of went over how you did, like the same way you would at a company, you know, like how are we performing, right? I'm gonna put a pin in that and get back to it in a second. Love it, live it, I'll get back to that. Anyway though, so today's episode, right, is inspiration without action. So action, right? That was I'm gonna sneeze. Action was a word that came to mind when I was like, oh, interesting. It was one of those thoughts similar to last week's episode, actually, where I was about to fall asleep and I go, and I wrote something down on my phone. And it was actually, it was inspiration into action, right? Because I was just, I guess, thinking in my sleep about your actions are the only things that, not to say people can judge you by, but because it's not all about people judging you, but you are your actions. There it is. That's what I wrote down. You are your actions. And I hate that, right? Because as a planner, if you're a planner like me, even if it's just anything, like you just like to plan and things are in your head and things are on the paper, but like, are you doing, right? I just had that realization of like, okay, we can say all these things, affirm all these things to ourselves. We can make all these goals, make all these plans, but without putting them into action, they're just plans, you know? Like, no shit. But it was interesting to like put that into words because I don't know, really, it's a little bit of a slap in the face, you know, to hear that, to say, well, you are your actions. Oh, you didn't pick up that piece of trash. You are your actions. Uh-oh, you know, like to the smallest sin, like I feel like that really holds you. Wait, adding a new affirmation to my journal, like I am my actions, like you are your actions type shit. Because yeah, if you really think about that, think about every decision you make, everything you do, every extra minute you spend on TikTok, you are your actions, babe. And then it's just like, okay, fuck, I'll put my shit down and get to work. Like, oh my God. But anyway, I just was like, oh my God, action. And I also had this idea earlier, inspiration. So I'm like, inspiration to action. I love it. So I was thinking, what is a great way to kind of start this inspiration into action pipeline, right? Because like I can't get over that. I'm still stuck on like the you are your actions, because like everything you do, like everything that you do that's like slightly contrary to like who you say you are, what you say you're gonna do, like you wait, I literally can't. Am I the only one freaking out about this? I don't know. But like literally let's say you say I'm a healthy person, right? And then every unhealthy meal you eat, that's your action, babe. You know, obviously like cheat meals, like literally eat intuitively, but you know what I mean. I feel like health things are the easiest things to make like analogies about. So just know, if I'm ever out here doing that, I'm not out here like, you need to be working out, you need to be eating healthy. Like that's just like the easiest thing to like make analogies about, because you know I love an analogy. There's a really good analogy coming up. Okay, sorry. The pipeline, right? Inspiration into action pipeline. So this morning I did some of that. Yay! And I feel like recently I've put that a little bit more into practice. But the idea is, do things fucking ASAP. Make something tangible out of that thought as soon as you fucking can. For example, you have an idea, write the idea down. You think, like, this is something I'm definitely, like, this is the biggest one for me is, I feel like I'm pretty good at writing my ideas down. However, oh, I need to clean that up later. Or, oh, I need to send that email. Oh, I need to reply to this text. Like, that's the one that'll fucking get me, is, oh, I gotta do that. And most of the time, which is why they're so easy to put off, these things are like, I don't know, they take like 2 to 5 fucking minutes. Like, are you kidding me? Some of these things are so fast and easy to do, and you just put them off. I just put them off. So it's just like, do things as soon as you get the thought. Like, if you can, and if you have that 2 minutes. Like the other day, like I could have left my surfboard outside of my house for days, but yesterday I was like, you know what? It's out there. Go get it. Boom. Got it. Love it. Yay. Because I'm I'm gonna leave it there until I need to. Or, oh, and then next time I'm down there, I'm gonna go, just do it. And then, yeah, like, oh, I gotta pick up this in my room. And I'm also like a very big, which is something I need to work on, I think, is when it comes to like dishes or cleaning my room. I'm like, it's clean the room time, it's dish time, and not just like, oh, let me pick that up really quick, or let me like wash it. Like, I'm just like, oh, and then I'll do this at the certain time for that. I'm like, wait, just like do it in the moment, babe. So definitely something for me to work on. But yeah, do things as soon as you can when you think of them. Or for example, this morning I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna attempt to work out and record the pod before I go to work. And I let myself sleep in because I did not get good sleep the past 3 days. So I slept in, and then I was like, okay, like I'm probably not gonna get to the gym in time. But first thing I did, well, I journaled, period. Second thing I did was I planned the pod. I sat down. I love that too. Also, take that. First thing in the morning, that's some good fresh brain. Use that. I don't use it enough, honestly. But I just was like, okay, something I need to do today is do the pod. So I didn't waste any of my time trying to, oh, I'm going to get ready for the day, or, oh, I'm going to like I was like, no. Like, that's what I need to do first thing this morning. And so that's what I did. I was like, yay. Anywho, yeah, just tangibilize that thought that you had, that inspiration that you had, as fast as you can in whatever way that it makes sense for you. My other point though, goal setting. Interesting. Okay, where is she going with that? Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like myself, maybe you, we all have like general goals, and they're kind of like get better, be more consistent, or grow this, grow that, grow your platform, grow your glutes, all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm definitely one of those people who is just like, oh, and the goal is to do it even better, right? But I was thinking about this whole, turning inspiration into action kind of thing. And I was like, well, it made me think about manifesting, right? And manifesting, as we know, it's like putting what you want into like a tangible thing. And when you're thinking about it and constantly working towards it, you will inevitably get closer to it and or achieve it, right? And so I feel like without putting the manifesting word into it and making it sound like all magical, right? It's just goal setting, right? And oh, here's my analogy, guys, get so excited. And so it made me think about like, okay, you're running a race. You're running one of those like trail running triathlon races, right? You will get to the finish line much faster if you know where the finish line is. Like, you know, the finish line's at the top of the hill, right? But if you know exactly where at the top of the hill, you will inevitably get there faster. You will be more efficient and you'll make all the right decisions to get to the finish line instead of just running in zigzag. Like, I see it as like a mountain, and someone who doesn't know the exact goal, someone who doesn't know where the finish line is, they're running up in this like zigzag pattern, which is like doubling their time to get up to the top. However, someone who knows their goal, who knows their finish line, they're just running straight up the mountain. And it's like, oh, that's so smart. That's so smart. And I'm definitely, I'm definitely guilty of that. But yeah, I just feel like that is something I realized has been lacking a little bit in my life recently. I think too, sometimes when you are very, bringing it back to last episode, self-helpy, goal-oriented, driven person, you think that you have goals, right? Like, you think you already have that. But I'm like, oh, do you? Do I? Right? Like, I think sometimes if you're already sort of there, you almost forget some of like the little details. Obviously, yeah. So for one, make attainable goals, girl. Like, make them attainable. Like, don't, that's only going to discourage you more if you do something like unattainable, right? And yeah, so just like, yeah, my main point is like number 2, when it comes to like turning inspiration into action, is to make goals for yourself and to make them work for your life. Like, for me right now, I'm about to go on a trip next week. So I'm like, okay, making like a really long-term goal, I feel like I'm going to feel really discouraged about that. This whole week I'm like kind of off, if you will. So I'm not going to set a future like month goal or a year goal right now. You know, like for this specific point in my life, I think a weekly goal or a goal for the end of this week is the kind of goal that would actually benefit me and that would actually help me make a more efficient stride to the finish line. Ooh, oh, that was yummy. I love a good sentence. I'm sorry. So yeah, make them work for your life. Like, what stage are you in? Like, because I think there are some stages in your life where you're kind of in for the long haul, and it is a year-long goal, a month-long goal, a 6-month goal. However, there are some times where it's like, I think I gotta make it through the week, and I gotta like see what I can make out of this week in front of me, and then go from there, you know? Okay, so now we're getting back to like that general meeting thing I kind of told you about. But if you listened to the Great Rebuilding episode, and if you haven't, guys, that was one of my favorites, so please go listen to it. The goal setting kind of thing that I did this morning to obviously practice what I preach and not like be a hypocrite was I went back to the docket. If you recall, the docket from the Great Rebuilding is, you know, generally you're gonna have like, I'm gonna guess 3 to 8 like different categories of your life that you find valuable, or that you find like that are kind of your priorities, right? And I kind of like encouraged you to make that docket for yourself and think about like, what are those things that I'm putting time and energy and effort into that takes obviously a little bit more than like it normally would. Like, obviously there's certain things like family, you know, and maybe that is on the docket for you because it's something you're trying to work towards, or maybe it's just something that's like already there and you're like, okay, yeah, like no shit, I'm gonna be like nice to my family. Anyway, I just thought I'd share with you some of my goals and sort of the way that I broke all this down for myself, just to like give you some inspiration and show you that I'm working on it too, you know? So my docket, if you don't remember, was the podcast, my writing, networking, finding a job, health and wellness, and fun. That was kind of my docket of things when I got home from college, that I was like, these are the things that I'm like actively working on growing, changing, fixing, whatever, like stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, it would make sense, since I broke it down like that already before, why don't I make goals that pertain to each one of those categories? And I encourage you to do that as well. Maybe there's multiple goals for one category. Maybe there's not really a goal for a certain category because it's just a little bit more like vibe based, you know? But you can take that in any direction that you want, right? So here are mine, because why the hell not? So, number 1, for the podcast this week. Now, oh fuck, this means I really have to do it if I'm telling you guys. It's good. It's really good. It's holding me accountable. For the podcast, post 4 reels. At least 4 fucking reels. Like, come on, girl. It's not that hard. Post 4 reels for the pod. That's the goal, is to get that ball rolling. Come on. Number 2, for my writing. I'm working on a script right now for like a local competition here, or fellowship competition sort of thing. And I'm like halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway done. So I'm like, finish it this week. First draft, get it done. Finish it, right? The ugly draft. Great. That's my goal for my writing. Networking. Couldn't hurt. Reach out to one new or old networking person. Like, that literally couldn't hurt at all. Do it, babe. Job. Thank God I found a fucking job, right? So for that one, like, since it's just kind of like a silly job, it doesn't really require much, like, oh, I need to get my quotas in on time. Like, I just kind of wrote down for that one, like, keep making money and, like, continue to, like, be smart about the way I spend my money, you know, and save it and all that. Because that is the overarching goal of being homeless, to like save up money. Health and wellness, I feel like I'm glad that one's pretty on lock for me. I'd say this weekend I had a little more fun than I would have anticipated, but I know that when it kind of gets back to the work week, I'm on it. But I did think I haven't really been in my like pushing myself in the gym era recently. I've just kind of like been in my routine. So I was like, that'd be fun. I think I'm hitting a leg day soon, so that's a perfect time to push myself, progressive overload, if you will. I was like, cute, fun, love it. And lastly, the fun goal. I just said, do one fun, spontaneous thing by myself, with someone else, whoever, doesn't matter. Just have spontaneous fun, and or I can interchange that with like have one unexpected like good conversation with somebody else. So that one's pretty open, but it's nice to like check shit off too. But yeah, guys, that's the episode for today. And just like outing myself as fuck, right? I was actually thinking about that recently. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like really telling people like where I'm at sort of in life every single week. Or maybe I'm just, you know, like I'm like, this is kind of funny. But it's great. Vulnerability is a great thing. And hopefully it makes you feel inspired and or not alone. Or I don't know, maybe it makes you laugh at me. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope it inspired you. Inspired you to get motivated. Fuck inspiration, it's motivation. Because motivation, I feel like sometimes that's the tangible motherfucker that's gonna get you to be like, damn, that's General Caitlin, that's General blank, whatever your name is. Like, that's gonna be the bitch to like command you and tell you what the hell to do, and then you're actually gonna do it, right? So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I have a lot to do today. I'm kind of excited. I love a busy day. Yay. I also eat. No, I'll tell you later. Okay. Okay, guys. Love and light. You are going to achieve all your goals that you're about to set. Also, might I add, if you already set the goals, you're better than me. Period. But yeah, I know that you're so capable of achieving what you want to achieve. And yeah, I believe in you. I hope that you end listening to this podcast and get to your shit. Go to your workout, get your work done, do your creative thing, talk to someone new, do something fun, like do your shit, live life outside of the phone, outside of the screen. I watched this YouTube video the other day, and it was this like podcast girl talking about like unrotting her brain. I was like, love that. So get off your phone, go live real life, get your shit done, and turn your inspiration into motherfucking action. Okay, love it. Okay, bye friends.